Hello, welcome to StrataGridStudio, and in this video I'll be walking you through how to set up your Etsy Seller Bookkeeping Template. So first, before we get started, there is sheet protection, so if you accidentally edit any headers or any formula cells, this will pop up and you just click X and don't touch those cells. So first thing we're going to do is enter our currency, and then you want to come over to the right and then select your start month and then enter your year. So once you enter that, you want to come down to the accounts table, and here you're going to enter all of your accounts, including your credit cards, checking, and savings account, along with their beginning balance. Then you're going to come over to the right and enter your categories. So first on the left, you're going to enter all of your income categories. Then on the right, you're going to enter all of your expenses categories. Now we're going to move over to the income log. Here, you're going to simply just enter all of your income. Then there are a couple drop downs just to make everything easier. And then remember to not edit any cells that are highlighted in color because these are formula cells. Now we're going to move over to the expenses log. Here is pretty much just like the income log. You just come and enter all of your expense information. Now we're going to move over to the account balances sheet. On this sheet, it displays all of your account balances, and this is where you can make adjustments. So first we have the balances table, and this just shows all of your accounts and their balances. And then to the right, you can enter the date it was last checked and then any notes you want to apply to that account. So now you want to come below, and this is the adjustments table. So this table allows you to make any adjustments that weren't transactions to your accounts. Now we're going to move over to the monthly dashboard sheet. So to get started with this sheet, you want to come over and select your month and then enter your year. And as you can see, there are several visuals that give you a breakdown of your income and expenses. Then you want to come down to the bottom, and there's an income and expenses table. So on the left, we have our income table. This breaks it down by category. And then also on the right, we have our expenses, and it is also broken down by category. And at the top, you can see there are 4 summary boxes. And this tells you your total income, total expenses, total profit, and then your profit margin for the selected month. Now we're going to move over to the annual dashboard. This just gives you an annual breakdown of your income and expenses. So first you want to come over to the start month, and you select your desired start month, and then you can enter your year. And now you can see there are several visuals, including your profit margin visual. And you have your income and expenses breakdown, profit trend, and then monthly income and expenses. And then we have the monthly breakdown table, and this just breaks down your income, expenses, profit, and profit margin per month. And now you can see we have the monthly income and expenses. And then at the bottom, we have the profit breakdown. This just breaks down the profit for each month, and then also the profit margin. And then you can come back up to the top, and there are once again these summary boxes. Now we're going to come over to the 5-year dashboard sheet. On this sheet, you're going to enter the 5 years you want to see. And as you can see, we have the yearly breakdown table, and this just breaks down the income, expenses, profit, and profit margin for each year that you selected. And as you can see, there are several visuals, including your profit margin, income versus expenses, income breakdown, expenses breakdown, and profit trend. Then you want to come down, and there are 2 tables, one for income by year, and then one for expenses by year. So these break it down by category. And then if you come back to the top, once again, we have the summary boxes. Now we're going to move over to the comparison dashboard. This sheet allows you to see information over 3 different date ranges. So first you want to come over into your information, into your date range 1, date range 2, and then date range 3. Then, as you can see, there's a comparison overview table, and this breaks down the income, expenses, profit, and profit margin for each date range. Then, as you can see, there are several visual charts that give you a breakdown. Then if you scroll down, there are two tables. There's the income by date range. This breaks it down by category. Then also the expenses by date range, which is also broken down by category. Then you can come back to the top, and there are once again these summary boxes. Now we're going to come over to the custom dashboard, which allows you to see information over a custom date range. So first you're going to come over to the start date and enter your selected start date. Then end date, enter your desired end date. Then you have your profit margin, income breakdown, expenses breakdown charts. Then you want to come down, and there's the income and expenses tables. Then you want to come back up, and there's once again these summary boxes. Now we're going to move over to the sales tax tracker sheet. So first you're going to want to come over and enter your selected year, and then come down to the sales tax tracker table, and this tells you your total tax collected, total tax paid, and then the difference for every month of that year. Now at the bottom we have a visual chart. Then at the top we have 3 summary boxes to tell your total tax collected, total tax paid, and then your total difference for the year. So thank you for watching, and if you have any more questions, feel free to send me a message.